This is how I finally got my RDP house. It all started back in 2011, in a small township just outside Cape Town. My name is Pearl. I had just finished high school. I was full of dreams. I wanted to be the first in my family to get a degree. My plan was to study at UCT, become a financial analyst, and move my family out of the informal settlement we lived in. Life was hard, but we were happy. And then the flood happened. Torrential rains swept through the township. Entire shacks were washed away. Families lost everything overnight, including mine. Clothes, ID documents, school certificates, even my dad's medication gone. We were moved into tents. Hundreds of us, crammed into disaster relief areas. It was cold, it was damp. It was humiliating. And just like that, my dream of going to university was gone. To survive, I found a job at a small finance firm. Entry-level admin. I was earning just 5,000 rands a month. My dad was too sick to work. My mom stayed home to take care of him, and my younger siblings were all still in school. That 5,000? It had to feed all of us, pay transport, buy groceries, everything. One morning, I was waiting for a taxi when the local ward councillor pulled up in his sleek black BMW, always in a suit, always smiling. He said, "Pearl, hop in, let me drop you at work." He was the one in charge of the new RDP housing list. During that ride, he started asking personal questions about my family, about my future. And then he said something that I'll never forget. He said, if we were more than just friends, he could bump my family up the housing list. He didn't say it outright, but the message was clear. I was still a virgin. I had never been with a man before. I went home shaken. I told my mother everything, and she told me to do it. She said, if he's serious about helping you, maybe this is your chance to help the family. Life is not fair, Pearl. Sometimes you must sacrifice. I convinced myself that I would be the one in control, that I could get what we needed and walk away with my dignity. The next day, he picked me up again. But this time, he didn't take me to work. I called in sick. He took me to a house, his house. And that's where I lost my innocence. Afterwards, I felt sick. I felt used. I felt ashamed. It didn't feel like love. It felt like a transaction. Weeks went by. I kept checking the RDP list. Nothing changed. And then I found out I wasn't the only one. He was doing the same thing with other girls. Dozens of us. All desperate. All promised the same thing. I confronted him, and you know what he said? He laughed in my face and said, "You're just a number, Pearl. You'll wait forever like the rest of them." I was broken. But I didn't give up. I started researching online. I found something called FLISP. Now it's called First Home Finance. It's a government subsidy for people who earn between 3,500 and 22,000 rands a month. I qualified. I realized I didn't have to wait. I could buy a house. A real one. I found a small 2-bedroom flat in Johannesburg CBD, not fancy, but clean, secure, and mine. The subsidy paid for a big portion of it. I paid the rest through a bank loan. My bond repayment was affordable, and I still had money left for my family. I moved to Joburg. My salary went from 5,000 to 8 to 10 to 15. I worked hard. I worked late. I paid off that flat faster than I expected. Years passed, and then one day, I got a phone call. It was him, the ward councillor. Old now, said my family had been approved for an RDP house. Said I needed to come sign paperwork. I thought it was another trick. So I sent my friend to check, and it was real. A proper 3-bedroom RDP house in Cape Town. My family's name was on the list. Our documents were verified. It was finally happening. I took leave from work, flew to Cape Town, signed the papers, helped my parents move in. My mom cried the entire day. My dad said it felt like a dream. And now I own 2 homes. One in Joburg that I paid for myself, One in Cape Town that we waited over 15 years for. So here's my advice to every woman who's still waiting. Don't wait. Apply for first home finance. Buy a small place. Use the subsidy. Build your life. Because when your RDP house finally comes, you won't be desperate. You'll have options, you'll have power, and you'll have a story like mine. This is how I finally got my RDP house, but more importantly, this is how I got my power back.